me, aka the Crazy Crafter, just checking in with you guys again to show you my wreath tutorial. So yes, it is that time. I am a little bit behind in putting up this video. I've just been so busy with the kitchen redo. You can check out that video. I have that down. So now I'm moving to the front door. I'm still working on the kitchen, still have some ways to go, but overall I'm really satisfied with the outcome of it. So what I'm going to do now is work on my my fall wreath. Normally I have this wreath done like probably early October, August, late August is usually already done because I really enjoy making them. But like I said, my time's been really limited between school, kids, house, and whatever else. So it's a little late this time around. So what I'm gonna do is kind of show you guys what you need for the wreath, where you can get the products, how you are to use the products, what not to buy, and how you can get the best bang for your buck with these products. You can pull this off. I know that you can pull this off. You can do this. You can have your own custom wreath on your door that you made, that you're proud of, or you can pay someone like me to make it for you. Hey, whichever, pick your struggle, right? So I'm gonna walk you through this. Join me, and I'll be back in a minute. Hello, you guys. And we're gonna be working on our wreath today. First, we're gonna start with our wreath frame. They come in different sizes and you can get them from Hobby Lobby. You can even get them from the dollar store. It's obviously the smaller ones. They're not of the same quality, but if you just want to try it out and see what you can do, I would suggest getting it from there first. Now let's go over our supplies, right? First thing first, we need a pair of scissors. You can use these, or I've got other scissors you also can use. Okay, we need that. We need what we're gonna put on our wreath. Here I have deco mesh. I got this one from Hobby Lobby. Normally it's $15.99 for this burlap deco mesh. Okay, so this is our primary wreath covering is going to consist of. Also, you can either use to tie them down. Some wreaths come with them already on there. This is a recycled wreath. I've used this once already for several other things. So I clipped off the attachments that were pretty much like these, we used to call these in school pipe cleaners, right? And they would just go on like this here, and you wrap them around, twist them around like that, right? And then when you put the wreath on, you would add them and twist them around. Now, I'm probably not going to use that this time around. I've actually been finding quite a lot of joy in using all things zip ties. So I purchased some zip ties from Lowe's, I believe, but you can get them from the dollar store as well. I just didn't feel like making that extra run. I was tired. So that is what we're going to be using today. Okay. Let me get a couple of those out. Okay. So, and then also we have our other pieces that we're going to add to our wreath. Some pretty flowers here, some acorns from Hobby Lobby, some from the Dollar Tree, some from just various places. So we're going to be using these beautiful flowers. Okay. Also, I decided this year that I'm going to go with a centerpiece in my wreath. Sometimes I will do that where it'll end up sitting like right here. And then I'll have also as well some things going around the sides of it here. So we're going to be using this too. And it just says happy fall, y'all. And it has a really cute little hedge hammer is what they call it. Hedgehog. I can't think of the name, you guys. But here he is. He's super cute. And I got him from Hobby Lobby as well. Paid about maybe $5 for him. Normally he's about $9.99. But I had a 50% coupon. So that's what I used to get him. I picked him because I really love the paisley print that's here with all the different fall colors, as well as, you know, I love my turquoise. So we had to pick something that has some turquoise in it, okay? So that's what we have for our centerpiece. I also decided I'm going to refurbish some of this bling here and probably apply it to one of these little foam pumpkins. I can't remember where I got this, probably Hobby Lobby. But I have two of these, as well as a lot of other goodies here that we're going to be tending to. So you can see there's a difference in the color. Well, almost. This one's a little bit more orangey, but I have several of these, so I figured I can take one of them and cover it with some bling. So this is just from an old purse I cut off. And
This is also deco mesh, but it's in small little tubes. You see that? So that's going to be used to help put on the wreath as well. This pumpkin, as you can see, it's super old. This is one I had on my fall tree. This one, as you can see, the opening here was just the tube that comes off the dryer, that goes from the dryer out to the vent. This is what this is. And I just bought some and I closed it up with some glue right here. I glued it tight and then I painted it orange. It's super old, still has some dust in it. And then I put some flowers out. And if you look at my welcome video, you'll see that I made a fall tree and I had these all over the fall tree. And they looked really, really nice too. We've got a couple of acorns in here that we're gonna be using for embellishments. We've got some ribbons, turkeys. We've got all kinds of stuff in here. So let's get started. Super excited. I've got my hot chocolate right here. If you can dream, you can do it. That's what that says. On that, yep, it's on that side too. And then we have some beautiful ribbon as well. So let's go, you guys. So the first thing you want to do is the roll part that's rolling you want the roll in front of the part you're going to grab, okay? You're going to grab this part, both hands together like this, and you're going to just start to crinkle it together here, okay? All the way until you come to a nice little bundle here. Once you do this, then you can turn your roll sideways, okay? You're going to take your zip tie. You're going to decide where you want your deco mesh zip tie. I have a wreath frame that has 2 different levels. So at this point, I need to decide if I want my wreath to be double leveled, single leveled, and that's very important if you have a double wreath because you need to know where to put your zip tie, or you need to know where to put your pipe cleaner, whichever you're going to use on your project. Okay, I'm using the zip tie. So for me, I think I'm going to use the one that's furthest back. And the reason why is because I might want to put another. I'm not sure yet. Sometimes, you know, when you're making wreaths, you're just making anything. Anytime you're being creative with something, you know, creativity, it kind of grows with the process. So you don't want to really limit yourself. So I figured I'll just start this on the first one, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start this on the first one. You want the zip tie portion of it, the part that you pull toward the back, because at the end of this, we're going to cut off. See if I can turn this around so you can see. At the end of it, this part right here, we're going to cut that off. But we're not going to cut that off till we're done with the whole thing. It makes the process a lot easier, okay? So we're just going to do this right now. Okay, I'm turning it back over so I can see what I'm doing. And we're going to do it again. Now, what I normally do with lengthwise of how big you want your, I call them buffles, your little buffles or pleats to be, is you could put your hand here like this. I want mine to be as wide as about from my fingertip to my wrist, okay? So that's how I'm gauging it. If you're wondering how I'm measuring where I put what, I just put my hand here like this. See about right here. That's where I would want my next buffle. Same thing again, from the outsides in, scrunch it all up, okay? And then you're gonna place it right there in the same way you did the other one, okay? Now you're gonna do this all the way around your wreath form. You're gonna come out with a lot of buffles that look like this, okay? Once again, we've got our zip tie here, and we're gonna go around the back to the front, and we're going to make sure we put that in place. All right, here we go. Love to hear that zippy sound, let you know you're getting it done. All right, so that's our first buffle. So I'm going to continue this all the way around the wreath, and then I'll be back with you. Probably going to speed this up. I know y'all don't want to see this whole process. So let me say this. When you're doing this, it's nice to have you a cup of coffee or tea, have you some nice therapeutic music on, which I do not have today because of the, the whole copyright, and I want to be able to talk when I want to, even though I'm sure I'm going to voice over some of this. But, just let this be a relaxing time for you. My craft room is my therapy to dealing with all that I deal with. So when I come in here, this is kind of my sanctuary. This is where I do a lot of my meditating, praying, deep thought, rejuvenation, because in here I'm free to do what I want to do. There's really no rules, no boundaries, So it's nice to, when you're doing something like this, just take that time for yourself to really think about the process, really think about what you're doing, really think about just expressing yourself, just being who you are. Think about if you even like who you are. What do you want to work on personally? I feel like in the society we live in, we don't spend enough time with ourselves anymore because we have a lot of distractions. And that's how you grow. You grow by knowing yourself. And you can't know yourself if you don't spend time with yourself. Spending time with yourself is like any relationship you're in. It takes time to know someone. And so if you're not spending time with you, it's going to be real hard for you to know you, and we change as we get older. We're supposed to. We're supposed to grow. I don't ever want someone to meet me and say, oh, yeah, she's still the same. She's the same person I knew way back and yada, yada, yada. Oh, no. That would be almost an insult because we're supposed to be our best us each and every day, and we're supposed to improve upon ourselves each and every day. And so some days I'm slacking on that, but overall, I try to uphold that and grow somehow each day as a person, because I definitely want to be the best me I can be. I'm not interested in being anyone else or trying to model myself after anyone else. I just want to be the best me, right? We all want to be the best us that we can be. And so it's important that we spend some time with ourselves. Get some self-love in, okay? Let's not forget about ourselves, especially you moms out there. I know because I've got the children. And self-care is so important, and it's something that, I avoided for a long time. It took me dang near breaking down almost in a sense before I realized that, wait a minute, you're forgetting about you. Yes, be a mother, but what about you? And, at this age I am now, I'm just now coming to the fact that I have to spend time with me. And so for the last couple of years, my craft room has been my sanctuary. And I'm so grateful to have it. It saved me a lot of money for some, what they call doctors, psychiatrists or shrinks or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is my alternative. This is where I go to get my fix, right? So, just make sure you're taking care of yourself, you guys. Self-care is very important. So it's coming along well. Our wreath is coming along well. It's, and sometimes when you're doing these wreaths, just know this is a process, okay? Sometimes it looks a little better than what you would think, or sometimes it looks worse than what you would think, and you just got to kind of look at it, hold it up, look at it, stand back, look at it again, see what you might want to change, see if you want to. One thing I like about these zip ties is you can slide them up, slide them down in case you want to make your circles a little smaller, unless you see this frame part here. Now, if I would have put the zip tie on this side of the frame, I would be able to slide it more over, but since I did not, I'm stuck with it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off, my scissors here, and redo it on the other side of that bar. So that way, if I want to slide it over a little bit, I got a little wiggle room, right? And I find it so much easier. Watch this give me a hard time because I'm saying that. But I find it easier. I need to find my others. These are kitchen scissors, guys. I know you guys are like, what is she doing with some kitchen scissors in her craft room? All my other scissors are on the other side of the room, and I don't feel like going to get them. So we're going to work with this. Unless I can't get it, then I'll go get the real ones. Okay. But, yeah, because these aren't cutting worth a darn. Lord help. Oh, there we go. Okay. I almost went to get the other scissors now. Do your job. Do your job. I'll throw you in the trash. You don't work. So we're going to put this on the other side of the bar and do that down. Y'all, look how ashy my hands look right now from this burlap. I think it just sucks up all the oil off your skin. I promise you I wasn't this ashy before I started. And so just in case you were wondering, why is she so ashy? For those of you who don't know what ashy means, it means dry skin in most Black communities. Okay, just in case. Okay, here we go. And we are gathering, as they like to call it, pleating or whatever. This burlap, now, I have other deco mesh here. It has some burlap in it, as you can see. We're going to add some of this as well. But it also has some ribbon in it. And this burlap is a softer burlap, so it's not as hard to work with as this one. This one, you really got to get in there. You got to really get in there, push and shove and make it behave, you know. Most burlap is not this, deco mesh is not this hard to work with. It's just this one in particular, okay? So don't be discouraged. Don't be like, oh Lord, she's fighting with that burlap. No, most of it is not as hard to deal with. It's just this one. So Thanksgiving's coming along, and me and my family usually get together for Thanksgiving here at the house. I've already sent out all the invites. Family folks, if you are watching this, you already know what I'm gonna say. Please RSVP, RSP. Is that what it's, yeah? Yeah, please do that. Do that before Thanksgiving so that we can make sure we have enough of everything for everyone. We want to have a good time, and when I am better prepared, we have a better time. Then I know what to get, okay? Help make my life a little easier. Please do what you're supposed to and click that button to say you coming, okay? Or not coming, whichever you're gonna do. Just let me know so I can know what I need to do. It's hard being a host when you don't have nobody responding and doing what they're supposed to do now. Help me. Help me out. Do your part and respond and let me know if you are coming or not, okay? But we have a good time when we all get together. Since the passing of my grandfather, it's really, you know, we don't get together as family as often as we should. I think we all can agree to that. But we try to get together at least around Thanksgiving time. And we have a ball. You know, everyone brings something. So there's plenty of food to eat. You know, we have a hot coffee station and a coffee station and dessert table, and you know, sometimes we do games, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just listen to music and dance and party. We try to do movie night and do a bonfire. Kids love that. We put movies on the screens. We do that, and it's just an overall good time. And then people come and they don't even leave for like a good 2-3 days sometimes, and we love that too. We have wake up in the morning. We do to-go boxes, so everyone gets. If I sound like congested, you guys, it's because I am. I'm fighting a cold, and I also have severe allergies right now for some reason. My allergies have been re-triggered, I think, from the trip to Iowa that I've taken. So if it's not like I'm like having a hard time breathing a little bit, it's because I am. Bear with me, okay? But we have a really good time. We get together. I usually do little like thank you gift bags. I think I did it several years. I don't know if I did it last 2 years, but normally I collect things throughout the year, and then around Thanksgiving I have enough to make little goodie bags for everyone. I have not collected stuff this year because I've been so busy. Woo, excuse me, with the new house and just trying to get done with school and everything. Going to school to be an audio engineer, so trying to turn half of my craft room into a studio process. I work with Pro Tools as my main DAW. DAW is digital audio workstation. So this is something I should have did years ago for all you young women go to school, please. Go to school before you have children. And if it's too late, you already had the kids, and just hurry up and get it done before they get too big, okay? Because it's hard. It's hard when they're small, but it's harder. I've got two sets of children. I have a 19-year-old who still lives here at home, as well as a 3-year-old, 7-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And I tell you, before I had children when I was going to college, it was so much easier. After that, then you got to pay for daycare, and it's just, you don't have as much time, and you got to find time. If you are young and not married with no children, honey, get it done while you can. Don't wait. It's harder. It's harder as you get older, okay? Just get it done. But anywho, back to what I was saying. So Thanksgiving, look at guys, look. It's coming along, okay? Now, I know it might look a little crazy to some of y'all right now, like, what in the world is she doing? I promise you when I'm done, you're going to be like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Now I get it, okay? So it's a process. You got to take the time to go through the process, okay? We gonna do this. We gonna make it happen together, you and I, me and you. We gonna finish it, okay? And so we get together and have Thanksgiving, and I love it because I get to see like my favorite people. You know, my cousin Big Jackie, we call her Jack in the Crack. If you're watching this, hey girl. My cousin, I don't get to see her very often, and I had told her the other day during a conversation, we were just texting back and forth. And I was like, I know you coming. You got to come to Thanksgiving. You like one of my most favorite people in the world. You know, and she was like, you're so crazy. But I really meant that. That for some reason, she's got my heart all wrapped up. I just love that girl so much. I don't think she understands like how important she is to me. She's tremendously important to me. I remember being in church as children, you know, because my granny was the evangelist. My grandpa was the pastor of the church. And so we were always in church. We darn near lived in church, okay? The church was right next to the house, to my granny's house. So we were always at church. And she was always there too. So I remember her rocking me to sleep in service sometimes. I remember her holding me and like bouncing me on her knee for me to be comfortable, fanning me with the fan. I don't even know if I've told her this, but I remember her, you know, showing me so much love and attention as a child, and that really stayed with me, you know. And since then, you know, she's moved and had kids and raised kids and all of that. But you know, you don't forget when you're a child who puts love into you, and I just love her. That, and I remember she was so darn good for those who are older than 30. You remember Jacks, the game Jacks? Man, she could kill it in the Jack game. She was so good at Jacks. I couldn't play. I didn't know how to do all that. I could play, but I sucked. But I used to just watch her murder people and play a game of Jacks with Jackie. You gonna lose. So, just a wonderful person. Very intelligent, wonderful person. I love her. I hope she comes for Thanksgiving. You better come for Thanksgiving, girl. You gotta come, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please show up. Okay, so we making our way around. See, we almost gonna run out, but I think we gonna make it now. We just need to make it one time around the whole circumference, and then we're gonna start adding our other things. We're almost there, guys. We're getting there. Patience, friends. My hands is just getting more and more ashy. More and more ashy. But we gonna make it, okay? We gonna make it. All right. But yeah, we have a great time for Thanksgiving. Think about trying to make a cake this year, a fondant Thanksgiving cake. I got into making cakes with fondant not long ago, maybe a year ago. I mean, I've only done a couple cakes, but they actually, for my first couple of cakes, were really, really good. I mean, my friend, she really makes cake. My friend, she like has a business. She like can have your cake looking like amazing. And she had saw the cake I did and was like, well, actually, girl, you did really good. So to hear her approval to tell me like, yeah, your cake is nice. That meant something to me because I know she knows what she's doing, you know. And she knows how hard it is to try and make a cake and all that. So that was really nice of her. And because I never get to spend enough time with her. She be busy and I'll be busy. I feel like I never get to see her unless we gotta really like try hard to schedule to see each other. And I just really enjoy her though. She's super cool. So this Thanksgiving, if everyone corresponds correctly and does the RSVP like they're supposed to, we are gonna have a good time. You know, I'm already starting to prep and prime for what I'm going to make. Normally, we're always in charge of making the turkey, the ham, the cinnamon buns, all of the little sides like cranberry sauces, gravies, all that type of stuff. We always do that. Coffees, teas, wines, liquor, all that type of stuff. Utensils, all that stuff. So we're getting ready for that. And then what I will do is I'll do a video to show you guys my process of prepping and getting ready for everyone to get here, because I do have a process. Now when it comes to Thanksgiving dishes, we funny in this family about who make what, and all of y'all that's family can vouch for me. We don't play. You know, only certain people get to make certain things now. Now, if you can't cook, just go ahead and bring some green beans or something else. Okay? But most women in our family, I would say, pretty much all the women in our family know how to throw down. You ain't gonna taste the meal from a woman in our family and be like, what in the heck? You know what I mean? Like our women, we cook. So that's usually not a deal. But we do have our little favorites, you know, like my mother, you know. And it can get pretty downright immature at some point, you know, when people call and be like, well, who's making the chocolate cake? Well, such and such ain't making the chocolate cake. I ain't coming, you know. And they're joking, but it's funny that would even be a thought, right? And so we have certain people that have to make the chocolate and lemon cakes. Everybody who knows what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. And then we have certain people that have to make the stuffing. Yes, Auntie Sharon, I'm talking to you. She always act like she don't want to make it. Oh, you gonna make this stuffing, lady? And she act like she forget how. No, no, you ain't forgot. You gonna make the stuffing. I know people say potato salad don't go with Thanksgiving, but that's something that I really do like, and we already know the person for that. And so it's just certain things. You know, my husband is required to make these buns that my mother loves so much, as well as to do the turkey brine and the turkey, and you know, so everyone's got their thing that they're good at, that everyone else looks forward to for Thanksgiving. And I think it's wonderful. Look at that, guys. Look, you see how we had just enough. Now won't he do it? Won't he do it? And y'all wondering who was he? We talking about the Lord, okay? It's a saying, like people say. They say, won't he do it? And then you're supposed to say, yes, he will. Okay? So, won't he do it? All right. Let's move on. So, we're going to attach the last one here. And so, basically, we're just overlaying it over the top one that we already did here, okay? But just a little bit to the side, because we don't want it to lay directly on top of there. Okay, you can even go through the burlap some. That'll be just fine. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry I sound so congested. Oh, but I really am. And if I just keep putting this video off because I'm congested, it'll be the whole dang fall. Okay, so we gotta get it done. All right. Because there's a plug-in to help take away some congestion in vocals, because I would sure use it. Okay. All right. So we've got the beginning portion. That's a big wreath, isn't it? So we've got the beginning portions in place. Now, I know you're thinking, you could see the green part behind it. Don't worry. When we're done, you're not going to be able to see that. Okay? So we're going to move on. See how much of this I got. This is going to have to be done sparingly. So we have two. And this one, we're going to put a little bit on this first wreath. The first band there, okay? We're just gonna kind of, once again, bundle up. Now you want it to be even. You see how You see how this cut is not really even? Look at that. I don't know what I was doing that day, but we're gonna grab it, even it out, and then scrunch it up, okay? Once we scrunch it, this part that's uneven, we're gonna cut off some of it just to even it off, but we're not gonna cut off all of it because we need that to be able to anchor it down, okay? So we're just gonna cut off the part we don't need, just so it looks neat. You always want your wreath to be neat. Now your first couple of wreaths probably may not be, and that's okay because you're learning. But once you get, you know, I'd say pretty good at this, you want to make sure that your wreaths are neat, not only on the front, excuse me, but also in the back. Okay, so like if I go to flip this over, you want it to look well put together, nice and dapper and bravado, if a wreath can be bravado. Okay, now what I also want to say is, remember, we're going to be tacking down our little hedgehog right here, okay? So we don't need to go with this all the way down here. Also, we're going to have other embellishments that we're going to be placing throughout. So you want to pick and choose where you put this because we don't have a lot of it. So we want to be careful. You want to kind of gauge, okay, we see how much we have here. That's probably enough for 2 hoops, okay? And we definitely want the top to have one, so we'll do one bow there. And then the other one, probably around the same amount, okay? So we'll probably do, and this is a different pattern. See how the patterns are different? So we got a little bit more of this one, so we'll go with this one first, and then we'll put this one maybe around the hedgehog to really bring it out. Make sure you join me for part 2. See you in a minute, guys.